Grammy Award winning icon, one of the baddest MCs in the game, Big Daddy Kane. We are waiting for him to join. Waiting for Big Daddy Kane to join us. How is everybody? Like, what in the fuck is happening? Hi, guys. Just waiting for hip-hop legend Big Daddy Kane to join me for an in-depth conversation. Grammy Award-winning icon, one of the baddest MCs in the game, Big Daddy Kane. We are waiting for him to join. Waiting for Big Daddy Kane to join us. How is everybody? Just stay put. Hi, we are waiting for Big Daddy Kane. Just waiting for Big Daddy Kane to join.
Ability to put words together. And in the 80s, it's like, who was doing that before you? Like, who inspired you? Like, who were your early inspirations? It's like, I've watched a lot of your interviews, and they pretty much talk about, you know, things that I haven't really heard answered from you. You know, so I want to talk about your early influences.
My early influences would be Grandmaster Caz from the Cold Crush Brothers, also Kool Moe Dee, Melly Mel. You know, those were the guys that really inspired me, like from the early 80s.
Wow. So, you know, when you wrote your first, do you remember like where you were, how old you were, like when you wrote your first like massive hit that was just like out of here?
When I wrote my first hit,
Your first hit, yeah.
I believe I was at my grandmother's crib. I think I was at my grandmother's crib.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what is your writing process like? I mean, even Rolling Stone was just like, you are one of the greatest MCs of all time, and that's a big remark. You know, so what makes what in your opinion, and it's okay to have like, you know, your confidence here, like what set you apart from the other MCs of that era? Because there were so many, but you were just head and shoulders above everybody else, like verse after verse. Like I can remember being a teenager and almost got my ass beat because my daddy heard me say I wanted somebody to lick the Revlon off my toes. He was like, "Oh no, that ain't happening. That is not happening."
Well, I mean, you know, I just think that diversity is very important. You know, knowing how to have different subject matters, different topics, so that you're not just pegged one dimensional. You know, and I learned a lot of tricks from a lot of other great lyricists. You know, such as Smokey Robinson, Christopherson, Ashford and Simpson. You know.
Ashford and Simpson, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that. I mean, what's that one song you did? It had like Take You There. I mean, it's just like so many musical influences, you know, who are you listening to like right now? And you can just tell that they were a huge Kane fan. I mean, there are so many young hip hop artists out right now. And you know, like sometimes I know for me, like as a journalist, I can look at a journalist and almost tell like who they are mimicking their work after until they're comfortable enough in their own style and their own sense and sensibilities. So I mean, like Will Smith, when he first started out, he definitely kind of had your cadence. You know, are there any younger artists today where you kind of look at and can see that you've inspired them? You know, that your work has influenced their style in some way.
Of the younger generation, not really.
Okay.
I do love J. Cole and I love Rhapsody, but I think their influences come from elsewhere. Probably the last person that's young that I would say I can see a little bit of me in would be Logic.
Oh wow, Logic.
Well, Logic and Saigon.
Oh, Saigon. Oh wow. So you came into the game where it was really about like studio. You had to have like A&R. You didn't control the narrative or how your albums were coming out. What type of like having that financial control. Like Prince owned his masters. So given the climate that we're in today, like what advice do you have for younger rappers who are coming into the game, or even those who are existing, in the space, to have complete control over their voice, over their songs, over their masters, just over their art overall? Like, what can you say to them to encourage them to really keep control over their voice and their gift in that way? Because I know it's like I read a lot of different articles and I kind of felt like you felt like Warner Brothers kind of had you over a barrel a little bit. If I'm not correct, then please correct me. But I just want to make sure, that, yeah, that young people are able to have control over their music.
Well, I mean, two things I would say is like, number one, I would say to be original, be unique, and don't follow the trend, because once that trend is gone.
This first hit, yeah.
I believe I was at my
influenced their style in some way.
Of the younger generation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I just got a role on one of the on Powerful.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and and also this other movie, a TV One movie, but just shut down production. So we'll see what's what.
You know what? Listen, there are so many ways now to put content out, so you never know. I mean, you just never know. I would like to think that this COVID-19, it can't last forever, and I definitely would like to see you on the big screen. I would love to see more of you. You have such a huge fan base. You're so iconic in this space. When you hear, the golden age of hip hop, you know what I mean? Like, what do you think about that term? Like the golden age of hip hop? Like, what to you is the golden age of hip hop?
I would say the golden age, I would probably say probably from 84 to 94. I mean, I would say that decade right there from 84 to 94, because I think that's when it was really making that transition. Like it was becoming what it was meant to be, during those 10 years, I think, when you look at what was happening during the Run DMC, Houdini, LL era, all the way up to the Nas, Biggie, Jay-Z era, I think that's that golden era that really, as far as, productions, lyrics, all playing a part, in a song, as opposed to just, everybody just, clinging to a catchy hook,
Wow. So you're one of the best. You're one of the greatest. Like, who are your top five, excluding yourself, top five MCs of all time? This is going to be interesting to hear, because I know people are like, oh my God, like, who's he going to spit? Like, there's so many from your era and just overall. So, like, who are your top five favorite MCs of all time?
I mean, honestly, I like so many. I mean, naturally, I'm gonna put myself in there.
You gotta include yourself, Kate. We know you in there. Like, we know you're in there.
Also, Coogee Rap, Rakim.
Oh, Coogee Rap, Rakim.
Biggie,
wow.
Jay-Z, Eminem, Andre 3000, Big Pun. There's so many.
I love that. So I've been going back and forth about whether or not I wanted to ask you about that infamous photo shoot with Madonna and Naomi Campbell back in 1992, that photo shoot that you did for the book that Madonna, came out with, and there was all this pushback, about you posing nude with and Madonna. Like, what are your thoughts about that now? Do you feel like, mainstream artists, like Madonna, have the tendency to try and appropriate our culture, and pimp our culture and our contributions for the benefit of their own agenda? Because I can remember, reading some of the stories back then, and even one of my college professors were just like, what were your thoughts when Big Daddy Kane did that photo shoot, with Madonna? Like, did you think Madonna was trying to use hip hop culture, to benefit her own agenda? So what are your thoughts about that now?
Well, I mean, the way I met Madonna was Warner Brothers had a promotional tour going on with myself, Madonna.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading the comments. Folks are crazy. Go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
and Color Me Bad. And, we were visiting hospitals where a lot of the people there didn't even know who I was. And Madonna was the one like saying, and this is Big Daddy Kane. He's a famous rapper. Can you say A,
right.
no, half? So, I thought it was cool that she recognized me, knew my music, and brought attention to me during this here promotional tour. Because a lot of the kids in these particular hospitals didn't even know who I was.
Right.
And when she told me about the book afterwards and asked me, to be a part of it, I was honored, because I myself am a Madonna fan.
Yeah.
Big fan of Madonna. And I was honored, So, I thought it was a beautiful thing, and she showed a lot of love, and, I have no regrets, I have no regrets. It was nothing but a photo shoot, that's all, and, a book with a bunch of nude pictures, I don't really see how that, gives her hip-hop credibility. I don't quite see that, because it's nude photos. It's not like as if, I'm rhyming on a song of hers, so I don't really see how that would give her any hip-hop credibility.
Well, it's just a question because I know a lot of people kind of feel like sometimes, mainstream white artists, feel like it gives them credibility in some way to their brand, to partner with, a rapper, hip-hop artist, whatever they feel like they want to, call our artist, to further their own agenda. So that's why I was asking. I do believe, okay. We follow each other on social media. You see some of the posts I put up. I definitely believe in the body beautiful, but I also, as a journalist, felt compelled to ask because it is very commonplace
but
for.
I believe music is music,
Yeah.
I believe music is music.
Yeah.
And when I go in the studio to record, I'm not, recording for, just for one culture. You know what I'm saying? I do what I do, and I am who I am because of my culture, because
right.
of my black heritage, my culture. But when I go to the studio to record, I'm recording for everyone,
That's fair.
For everyone.
Yeah. So, you're a family man. You're a family man. When the younger people in your family, nieces, nephews, cousins, your own children, when they realize the scope of who you were and the magnitude of your contributions to the culture, like what was that like for them? And when you talk to them about, the height of your career, that era where you were a household name, you're turning out album after album after album. Every time you turn on the television, there you are. What do you say to them about that time in your life? And those